today I'm going to be filming my pregnancy essentials. So these are all kind of products that I felt really kind of helped during pregnancy, and a couple of them aren't like typical pregnancy essentials, so yeah. I'm definitely feeling very like autumny today, which I really like. Like I've got like studio lights on, even though I don't think I need them. I just like to get my studio lights out just for a bit of added brightness, and obviously chunky knit. I really am excited now, like, because baby is due in about 5 weeks time, so yeah, just under 5 weeks, so I'm really excited, but I think he's gonna be a week late, so yeah. My first pregnancy essential I don't have with me because they would melt, but it's ice lollies. So I really got into like ice lollies was kind of my first proper pregnancy craving that kind of stayed around for a long time, and it's because from about weeks probably, I wrote it down, 27 to 31, I had really bad heartburn, and in the evenings, like after dinner and stuff, or if I had a cup of tea and was sat down like on the sofa and everything was a bit squashed up, I would get really bad heartburn. So I found that ice lollies really helped to ease that and kind of shift it on without having to take any medication or anything. So I would like eat about 5 or 6 ice lollies in the evenings, which was a little bit insane, but yeah, ice lollies are my favourite things. So I really liked the like ice pops, like the just longer ones that are quite cheap. You can get like 50 for £1 or something stupid. And my other favourite was some from Tesco's, which were like cherryade, cola and lemonade. They were my favourite. I still have loads of ice poles in the freezer because I'd like bulk bought them, and now I don't need them because my heartburn's eased off. But yeah, they were definitely like really helpful. My second pregnancy essential is Gaviscon. So when ice poles or ice lollies wouldn't shift it, I would have to like bring out the big guns and take some Gaviscon. I don't really like taking Gaviscon because it tastes disgusting, and I don't really want to like take medication that's not necessary during pregnancy. But sometimes your heartburn's so bad it's just not going to go anywhere, and it makes you feel really sick. So that was the time that I would have to bring out the Gaviscon. My third pregnancy essential is something called Call It Mama, which is this little facial spritz here. I'll get the way around. This is a real lifesaver and something that I keep in my bag at all times. So it's kind of eased off now, but comes every now and again. But whenever I lie on my back, because when you're in later pregnancy, the baby puts, probably from about 23-24 weeks I would say, the baby puts so much weight on like a vein that goes down your back that cuts off like supply, and it makes you feel really unwell if you stay like that for too long. I've had some really bad experiences with this where it would make me like feel really hot and flustered, like a little bit panicked, like I was about to have a panic attack, and like I was gonna be sick, and like the room would start spinning, I'd have hot sweats, and it's happened like 3 times it's happened to me. So once was when I got in my mum's car and it was too far reclined. Another time was when I went to go and have the heart rate monitored at hospital because baby had reduced movements, and again I was put in a reclining chair for this, and I had to like get off the chair, I was gonna be sick. And then another time was a midwife appointment. So yeah, so Call It Mama for me is just kind of a real lifesaver, because when these kind of moments start to happen, like obviously it's not ideal not being able to lie on your back, especially when you have midwife appointments and you have to lie on your back to have your bump measured and to hear the baby's heartbeat. I'll like keep this like handy, and then I'll just spray myself down when I start to get a little bit too hot. And there's something about like obviously the cooling sensation, and then it's got some essential oils in there that just really calm me down. Like it's become like a real lifesaver. Obviously as well, I've been pregnant throughout the summer, so things have been ridiculously hot, so this has also been massive like in cooling me down in that. And I had some slight like edema and swelling of the ankles, so this really helps to cool them down and to like reduce swelling. Obviously when you're pregnant, like you're quite body conscious, and swollen ankles for me was making me really self-conscious, so this was amazing. And I'm really excited to take it into labour with me as well. Like I just think it's going to be heroic in labour, like I just think I'm gonna love it. So that is Call It Mama from the Natural Birthing Company, which I will link in the description bar, but you can pick it up in Boots. Next pregnancy essential is a drink, which is San Pellegrino. I think it's called Limonata or Limon Set, I can't remember, but it's basically the canned like drink of San Pellegrino with the lemon extract in it. So this for me in the first trimester was massive. I got really bad pregnancy nausea, and this is the only thing that would shift it for me, is a can of the San Pellegrino. I think it's a combination of it being like sparkling, so it kind of helps like boost you a little bit, and lemon is obviously really refreshing, so it just made me feel 100 times better. So I'd have a can of that a day, like in early pregnancy. And also in early pregnancy, I'm a real fizzy drink fiend. Like I really like Coke and stuff, so I was trying to cut that out in early pregnancy, like, and just generally in pregnancy altogether. And obviously the San Pellegrino sparkling water doesn't have like the sugar or caffeine content, but you're still getting like a fizzy-ish drink, so it kind of gives you the same like satisfaction. Another pregnancy essential, which is also a drink, is Bhavik Touch of fruit in lemon and lime. So in case you haven't noticed, there's obviously like a lemon theme running here. This has suddenly become a craving in my third trimester, and I love it. And yeah, so I've just kind of, like, one day in the car I was like, I really want lemon water. I used to drink a lot of this anyway, but yeah, like it just suddenly came back with a bang, and Rich has to like bulk buy it in like our weekly shops. I'm not great at drinking water as it is. Like in the first trimester I was really good, and the second trimester I've tried to maintain it, but I normally like, yeah, I'll like drink like probably about 500 ml and then drink a lot of milk in the evening. So yeah, third trimester, like you're more conscious of things going on, and I've had a couple of like instances where I have been too dehydrated and like had a headache and stuff. So having the Bhavik Touch of fruit, although it's not like as good as just drinking pure water, like it's definitely an improvement, because with that stuff I will drink about 3 litres of water a day, and then we'll probably come home and drink like a litre of milk as well. So it's really helped. Like if you're like me and you're not very good at drinking water, then I definitely recommend getting something flavoured. The next one is Maternity Jeans. So you can pretty much go your whole pregnancy without investing in any form of maternity clothes, but maternity jeans are pretty much a must. Like there's only so long you can do the hairband button trick, which is where you like hook the hairband around the like loophole of your button and like give yourself a bit of extra space. But it gets uncomfortable. So when I got to, I think 26 weeks, my jeans were starting to get so uncomfortable and digging into my bump quite badly. And obviously when he's head down, like you definitely don't want that on his head. So I decided to buy some maternity jeans, which mine were so inexpensive. Like they were £8 on eBay, like they're second hand, but like you only have them for a really short period of time, so that's kind of fine. And I wear them like all the time. Like they are probably the only thing you can't get away with buying, and they're so comfortable. Like they bring so much more to it. And also maternity jeans, you're gonna wear them afterwards, because like you might not shrink back down to how you were, and you're going to want the comfort then too, especially if you have like a C-section. The next one is coconut oil. So I bought this to put on my bump to avoid stretch marks, and have admittedly been a bit crap at applying it. So in the first trimester I was great at applying body butter every night. Second trimester I got a bit worse, and the third trimester I very rarely do it, which is so stupid, because like now is the time to be applying it. So if I have stretch marks, it's kind of my own fault, but that is what I bought this for. However, I have found myself using it every single day on like my face, just because I use it to take off makeup, but then it also helps really hydrate my skin, because pregnancy has definitely dried my skin out. So that's a really nice essential just to have for like all over body moisturising. Another pregnancy essential I would say is a fan. This is something, however, that I haven't picked up and really regret. So over the summer in England we had a really hot, like humid summer. And there were some nights that like I was dying in the heat and was going to pick up a fan, but didn't think it would be as hot the next day, so didn't see the point, and it obviously was. Now I've gone past it, but I am hot still most nights, even though we're in the winter, and wish we had a fan just to cool things down. Otherwise I have to sleep with the duvet off me. But I am going to pick up a handheld fan for labour, because I can just tell it's going to be a nightmare already. It's really odd though, because I never like I don't know, I'm sat on the side, like I'm kind of giving you a side profile. Yeah, I've never been like a hot person. I've always been quite cold, so for me to be over hot is kind of weird. Another big essential is my Ask the Midwife app. Pregnancy is plagued with so many fears and worries and questions, like your whole pregnancy, and this is offered so much reassurance. So there are like, with where I live, it might be different all around. You have the labour ward, which you can obviously call for emergency questions, such as you don't feel like your baby is moving as much, or just anything that's like you need an answer then and there, and it's it's quick and it's essential, like if you're poorly or something, that's fine. Otherwise, I have to wait to speak to my midwives at my next midwife appointment, which they're normally about 3 weeks apart, 2 or 3 weeks. So sometimes there'll be things I want an answer for, but I can't call labour ward because it's not an emergency. So good examples of this are when I first experienced Braxton Hicks. I was a little bit nervous because when I'd googled Braxton Hicks, I was told they weren't painful. Like the NHS website says they're not painful, they're just uncomfortable. But for me, they were uncomfortable, borderline painful. So I thought, surely that's not Braxton Hicks then, and should I be worried? So I used my Ask the Midwife app, and the midwife on there was like, no, they are actually quite painful. So it did give me the reassurance that was what Braxton Hicks were, and obviously then felt like I could carry on with the rest of the day. Another thing was the other day, I woke up with really bad back pain and hip pain and just felt like a lot of pressure going on. So asked if that was baby's head getting engaged. And again, just got some reassurance that probably is what it was, or if not, it was pelvic girdle pain. Because again, like lower back pain during pregnancy can be like a labour symptom, and when you're feeling a bit crap, like sometimes you just want somebody to just tell you that it's normal. So my Ask the Midwife app has become like a huge part of pregnancy, and I think I bother the midwives like nearly every day, like at least 2 or 3 times a week I'll bother them with a question. Another essential is kind of, again, a personal preference, but it's a pregnancy pillow. So I've had 2 pregnancy pillows. I had the U-shaped one and the sausage shape, and would probably say to get the sausage shaped one because the U-shape can get a little bit more uncomfortable. For me, pregnancy pillows either offer you, like some nights they'll offer you so much support and make you so much more comfortable. Some nights they'll just make things a little bit better. Like if you're trying to get to sleep and your hips hurt, they just take some of the pressure off. Your hips will still ache, but they'll take a lot of the pressure off. And most nights, like without it, I wouldn't be able to get comfortable in bed because I wouldn't be able to lift a leg up and get some space to my hips, because like obviously when your hips widen, you want to be able to take the pressure off them and you want something to rest your bump on. So for me, a pregnancy pillow has just offered me a lot of comfort, and it's definitely something I recommend. I've had my pregnancy pillow since the first trimester, which in hindsight was probably a little bit premature, like I probably didn't need it then, but I liked having it. And yeah, now it's like a real lifesaver, which I use every single night. And they're really handy once baby's here, so you can do like tummy time, or you can rest him on it, like, or yeah, so they just have a use afterwards too. My second to last pregnancy essential is slip-on shoes. So from about 24 weeks, you're gonna start to struggle to be able to see your bump, like to be able to get to your feet as easily, like there's something in the way. By 35 weeks, which is where I'm at now, like your feet are impossible, like just don't even go there. So yeah, so slip-on shoes have been a really big part of my pregnancy, especially through the summer. Like I've just had really nice sandals that I don't have to like bend down to put on. Now we're in autumn, I have to start wearing boots because obviously it's cold in England. So I would recommend getting boots that are easy to put on, so like Ugg boots or boots with like big zips. I have a really nice pair of boots from Primark that I love, but because they don't have zips, like they're really hard to get on and I have to get assistance, and even then, like obviously putting somebody else's shoes on isn't always the easiest thing to do. So yeah, so I recommend like some form of slip-on. My last pregnancy essential, it's a bit of an odd one, but it's my blog. So I've had obviously a blog for years, but I'd given up on blogging like for the first part of my pregnancy, and at around 28 weeks decided to completely dedicate my blog to solely pregnancy, just because I wanted to be like really involved in the like mummy to be community and like have a place just to like document things. And really, I really regret like not documenting the first part of my pregnancy. Obviously I'm glad that I've done it now, and it's really nice that I've got the hiccups. It's really nice that we now have a place where like my pregnancy is documented. One day when my baby is when he's older, he will be able to look back. I can look back like about things that I would forget about. And yeah, like it's just given me like a lot of like motivation, like when things are hard and stuff, just to see like how far you've come is really lovely. So if you don't want to start a blog, like because you obviously don't have to, I really recommend getting like a diary or a notepad and just noting down like even little things like the time you felt your first movement, how you feel about your baby at a certain point. So like the first time I felt like real love for him, the first time I felt real like really proud to be pregnant and stuff like that. And just putting little dates and times so you know how many weeks you were. And it also helps you to notice like patterns. So like I noticed like certain like hormonal patterns. So yeah, that is my pregnancy essentials. I would love to hear yours, because obviously I still have about 5 weeks to go and baby could still be 2 weeks late. So I'm sure there's going to be extra things that I'm going to need to kind of keep me going. So if you have any pregnancy essentials, or if you've done a video or a blog post, then please leave a comment in the description. No, not in the description, just leave a comment and I will get back to you. I am going to be answering comments from now on, like I've been really bad at not doing that. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!